तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापद्कमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखामृतांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णापेक्षा भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यस्थाने वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतस्य नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोप्त गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमस्ते तत्काञ्चन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय परमात्मा ने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्याम जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण। So we had discussed about the definition of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Akhila Samrit Murti, and the first three verses where author is, that is Rupa Goswami. He's talking about Vastu Nirdesh, the object of his writings. Then he seeks blessings from the previous acharyas, and also he offers blessings.
Card mode. Bluetooth mode.
Hari Bol. And also he offers blessings to the readers of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And then when we also went in the to define the, or sorry, not define, the division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Now we'll just go to the definition of pure devotion service. So I'll share the screen with all of you. So this verse defines the definition of pure devotion service. So pure devotion service doesn't mean that it is performed only by pure devotee. That is what we'll understand from this verse. Rather, even a person who is infested with a lot of anarthas can also practice pure devotion service, provided he follows these criteria as given in this verse. So you can repeat after me. Anya Bilasita Sunyam
अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यम्
Jnana Karmadi Anavritam
ज्ञानकर्मादि
Anukulyena Krishnanu
अनुकूल्येन कृष्णानु
Silanam Bhaktiruttama.
शीलनं भक्तिरुत्तमा.
Please read.
The highest bhakti, the bhaktir uttama, is defined continuous service or emotions, anushilanam, directed towards Krishna, his expansion forms or others related to him, Krishna, with a pleasing attitude towards Krishna, anukulyena. It should be devoid of desires other than the desire to please the Lord, anyabilashita sunyam, and unobstructed by impersonal gnana, the material rituals of karma, other unfavorable acts, gnana karmadi anavartam. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Hare Krishna Guruji.
Yeah. So this is definition of Bhaktir Uttama. Bhaktir Uttama is highest bhakti or pure devotion service. So how it is defined? So anusilanam. So it is continuous service. This is one meaning. Or the emotions are directed towards Krishna. So we can say Krishna or his expansions. So one by one, we'll later on go into detail of each of these definitions. And Ansulam also means following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, not whimsically. Then it is for Krishna. Krishna means Krishna and his expansions. And it's anukulena. That means it should be having pleasing attitude towards Krishna. Not that no, somehow we give pleasure to Krishna with no intent to please Krishna. Like Charan and Mushtik, they gave pleasure to Krishna, but they had no desire to please Krishna. That is not called pure devotion service. And then, so actually these three are they are called the primary characteristics. And then there are secondary characteristics. What are they? Anya Bilasita Sunyam. Anna Abilasita. There shouldn't be any desire except desire to please Krishna. And Gyan Karmadi Anavritam. It should not be covered by Gyan, impersonal knowledge, or Karma. That is materialistic rituals. So then it is called Uttama Bhakti. Now we will go into details. So what I'll do is I'll not show all the slides. I'll show only those which are very important. Okay. So just a minute. Where is this gone? So there are some primary characteristics of devotion service and there are secondary characteristics. So primary characteristics are called, okay, again let's show in this one. We find no problem. So anyway, this is something which we have already covered. So there are some primary characteristics which are called Mukhya Lakshan. That means what is meaning of Mukhya Lakshan? If you remove these characteristics, it can't be called bhakti at all. It cannot be called even mixed devotion service. That's why they are called primary characteristics. And secondary characteristics, Gaun Lakshan. So if we remove them, then it cannot be called Uttam Bhakti. Uttam Bhakti means superior devotion service or pure devotion service. So that is how primary characteristics and secondary characteristics are defined. So we'll go one by one. We'll not go more in these details. So if we see in this particular definition, there are certain things which are important. Is Anna Bilasita Sunyam, Gyan Karmadi Anavritam, Anukulena, Krishna Anusilinam. These four are the aspects given in this particular definition. So among them, okay. So first we'll define the word Anusilanam. So somebody can read? Okay, I'll only read it. So Anusilanam comes from the word Anu and Sila. So Anu means continuous or with devotion. And Silanam means basically it is to worship or to serve. And also it means to be intentionally absorbed. So then it is called Anusilanam. So bhakti has to be continuous, not that no, only on Janmashtami you get bhakti. And in Durga Puja you get bhakti for Durga. Then that is not called bhakti. It should be everyday bhakti. That is meaning of continuous. So now for us, all of us, it may not be like every moment, but it can be said it should be daily. And it has to be with devotion. So anusilanam. So is that clear to all the devotees? Okay. So now we'll not go in all this so much details. Then we go to the word called anukulena. Now, anukulena can have two meanings. So one is it is pleasing to Krishna, another can be which is done for pleasing Krishna. Can you tell me difference between both of them? That which is pleasing to Krishna or which is done for pleasing Krishna? There's some subtle difference between both the definitions.
Krishna.
Hello.
Which is pleasing to Krishna means मतलब जो कर रहे हैं अभी कर रहे हैं. So the which is done for pleasing Krishna मतलब already हो चुका है मतलब already done. I understand like that.
Okay. Good attempt. Yes, bro.
Pleasing Krishna, which already I know that. Yes, if I do this, Krishna will be pleased. And I'm going to do something which will please Krishna. The second.
Okay. See, first one is more about result, second is more about intent. If you see the difference. First is result. Is Krishna pleased by that? Second is there an intent to please Krishna? I will give you example, then you will understand anyway, very easily. In Damodar Leela, when Mother Yasoda was churning the butter, Krishna came, caught the rod, and then Mother Yasoda started feeding milk to Krishna. So then there was some milk on the stove which was boiling. Mother Yasoda kept Krishna down, went to save the milk. Was it pleasing to Krishna or not pleasing to Krishna?
It was not pleasing to Krishna.
So then will it be called devotion service or not?
It is devotion service because Mother Yashoda did to please Krishna.
So that means she did it for trying to please Krishna. Intent was to please Krishna. Although Krishna was not pleased. So then it is called devotion service. So then which one is correct, first or second?
Both are correct.
First one, was it pleasing to Krishna or not?
It was not pleasing to Krishna. What Mother Yashoda did.
So how can there be first definition?
Okay.
Is that clear now?
Yes.
So that means what is more important is intent. Intent to please Krishna. Now let me give another example. That will make more clear. Charan Mustek, they were fighting with Krishna and Krishna was enjoying the wrestling match. Will that be called devotion service or not?
No, Prabhu.
Why?
No intention to please Krishna.
So that's why, although it was pleasing to Krishna, which is first definition, but there was no intent to please Krishna. So that's why it cannot be called pure devotion service. That means what is more important is that intent to please Krishna. Then it is called devotion service. Okay? Is that clear to all the devotees now? Yeah, fine.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. So now I'll not go in. So now we'll go to the. So Anukuli, na? I'll not go into so much details now. So there are three primary characteristics. So this is like exclusive and inclusive, which is given there, but it's like fine, too much of discussion. So what I'll do, I'll just tell you grossly. So let me stop it, otherwise now you'll be distracted. So there are three primary characteristics for devotion service. What are they? First thing, it should be for Krishna. So when we say Krishna, it is Krishna and all the incarnations. So if we say Krishna alone, not the people around Krishna, will that be called devotion service?
No, Prabhuji.
Why?
So there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's other incarnations.
Yeah. And also devotees. So if we love Krishna, means we love Krishna's devotees, we love Krishna's creation. So then they all come in the definition of pure devotion service. So I'll just read from what Prabhupada has written. We can love only Krishna, but Krishna is not ordinary. When we speak of Krishna, we refer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead along with his many expansions. So he is expanded by his plenary persons as differentiate part and parcel and his differentiate energies. That means it's referring both to the Krishna's expansions as well as living entities. So that means Krishna means everything included, Prabhupada writes. Krishna, in other words, means everything and includes everything. So now, does it mean that we worship everyone because everyone is Krishna?
No, bro.
Why? Why?
Part and parcel of the Lord.
Okay. So when we say worshipping everyone, devotion service for Krishna, that means it is for Krishna and expansion of Krishna. At the same time, we can also worship other personalities, but in that position with their relationship with Krishna. Makes sense? That means Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas we respect all the other demigods because they are part and parcel of Krishna. At the same time, we don't say that they are Krishna. So bhakti is only for Krishna, Krishna and his expansions, not for the demigods. But we do respect the demigods also. So this is the first one, devotion service for Krishna. And then second one is that devotional service is also an active engagement. So anusilanam means basically active engagement. So when we say active engagements, so active engagements are of two types. One is positive and another is negative. So then both of them are called active engagements. So active engagements, what is positive? Positive means things which should be done. So things which should be done are called active engagements. And things which should not be done are called negative engagements, or we should not do with our body, mind, and words. So now what I'll do is I'll just show what Prabhupada speaks about it. So one of you can read. And if you don't understand anything, then let me know. Because it's very clear actually. So just read the points. Yeah.
This devotional service is a sort of cultivation. It is not simply inaction for people who like to be inactive or devote their time to silent meditation. There are many different methods for people who want this, but cultivation of Krishna consciousness is different. A particular word used by Srila Rupa Goswami in this connection is anusilana, or cultivation by following the predecessor teachers, acharyas. As soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Without activity, consciousness alone cannot help us.
Very good. So when we say cultivation, it has to be an activity. It's not like, no. So both the things, it has to be in the mind also, at the same time it should come out. So both things are there. And cultivation means like we cultivate the crops by putting seeds. Similarly, this bhakti also has to be cultivated. Okay. And also, when we say anu means to follow. So anu means following. So following in the footsteps of the predecessor acharyas. So you must have seen in India that people do sometimes so many crazy things in the name of devotion service. Right? Sometimes, like I told this example before also. One of the Matajis, she said that no, this Laddu Gopal is my son. So she would even take him to washroom and clean him with soap and water. So can it be called Anusilanam? Why?
Because Lord cannot be detached like normal people from.
Okay, but main thing is depending on the definition called Anusilanam, whether from that point of view, whether it is devotion service or not a devotion service.
It is not true because it's not prescribed as per scripture.
And that is what? That is meaning of anu, na? Our acharyas have never done this. So that is meaning of anusilanam. So it is a cultivation, but based on the instructions of the previous acharyas. So now you can just read it, what Prabhupada had written.
All activities may be divided into two classes. One class may be for achieving a certain goal, and the other may be for avoiding some unfavorable circumstances. In Sanskrit, these activities are called pravritti and nivritti, positive and negative action. There are many examples of negative action. For instance, a diseased person has to be cautious and take medicine in order to avoid some unfavorable illness.
So for a deceased person, taking medicine is called pravritti or nivritti?
Pravritti, Prabhu.
And avoiding some unfavorable things, is it called pravritti or nivritti?
Pravritti, Prabhu.
Huh?
Pravritti, Prabhu. Unfavorable.
That's called nivritti.
Nivritti.
Like for example, you are having a typhoid, you are told not to eat parathas. Is that called pravritti or nivritti? So that's called nivritti.
Nivrittis.
Yeah. So eating something is called pravritti. Not taking medicine is called pravritti. Avoiding certain things is called nivritti. Similarly, chanting 16 rounds, it comes in the category of pravritti or nivritti.
Pravritti.
Pravritti, Prabhu.
Yeah. Following 4-day principle, it is called pravritti or nivritti.
Nivritti.
Nivritti. Yes.
Nivritti.
Yes. So Anusilana have both these categories of pravritti and nivritti. Okay, Kalanath Prabhu, you had a question.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhuji, that Anushilanam, matlab, like we can understand like following Guru Parampara, like,
Yes.
the constant devotional service.
Yes.
Yes.
So following the Guru Parampara, following their footsteps basically. Not that whimsically we are doing something.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so now, we have discussed 3 primary Krishna Anusilam.
Prabhuji, your voice is a little bit breaking now. I don't know if it's for me or for everyone.
For everyone it is breaking?
No, Prabhu, it's clear.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So it's clear for devotees. So fine, then maybe individually devotees have to do. So that is how. So it has to be. So we basically discuss about 3 things. Now I'll not go in much in details. So we had already done this Anukulena, Krishnalu, Anusilam. So there were 3 primary characteristics which we had discussed. First one is it is for Krishna. So when we say Krishna, it is expansions, not everything. So Krishna and expansion, that's Krishna. Second thing is it is Anusilanam. It has to be active engagement, which includes do's and don'ts, but it has to be in the footsteps of previous acharyas. This second one. Third one is it should be done with a favorable intent. So even if we do with favorable intent, let us say Krishna is not pleased, still it is called pure devotion service. But intent has to be to please Krishna. So all things. Now you cannot say that I have intent to please Krishna, but I am doing anything whimsical. No. It should be with the intent to please Krishna, at the same time following the footsteps of previous acharyas. So these are the primary characteristics of bhakti. Without them, we cannot call it a bhakti also. Now we will go to 2 more characteristics, which are basically called the secondary characteristics. So these are the primary. And now we'll go to the secondary ones, which is also called Tatastha Lakshan. So just a minute. So these are 2 Tatastha Lakshan or secondary characteristics which makes it pure devotion service. That means if you don't include them, then they cannot be called pure. So what are they? Anya Abhilashita Sunyam. And second is Gyan Karmadi Anavrita. Yes, Santosh Bro.
You previously mentioned 3 points in that. So one of the important point you told that like following the footsteps of previous acharyas. So what exactly mean by that?
What that means is simple. Let us say when we say morning program, it is morning program given by Prabhupada. Not that now we have individually our own morning program. When Prabhupada was here in Calcutta, one devotee went to Radha Govind Mandir, which Prabhupada used to visit in childhood. And Prabhupada saw he's missing in Mangalarati. So Prabhupada asked, where were you? So he said, Prabhupada, I was in that temple which you used to visit in childhood. Prabhupada said, that is not my temple, this is my temple. ISKCON Calcutta is my temple, not that temple is my temple. So that is the meaning of following of the footsteps of previous acharyas. Okay. Like nowadays, now the many devotees have a habit of hearing so many things in the television and YouTube. And then they start doing so many things. Some Babaji has spoken, some, some other Kathakar has spoken, and they start following it very faithfully, not worrying for what Prabhupada has given. So if you are following particular parampara, you have to follow that acharya, not that you do anything from here and there. So we just follow what Prabhupada has spoken, we will go back to Godhead. We don't have to follow hundreds of Kathakars here and there. In your Bangalore only, just 2-3 years back, so many people, they started following someone in Radhakund. Of course, he was ISKCON devotee, later on David from ISKCON. But then devotees have a tendency many times to do something so crazy. So that's the meaning of that. Okay, so now we'll go to the Tatastha lecture. So first one is Anyabhilasita Sunyam, free from ulterior motive. Okay. So please read that.
Our desire, other desires mean any other desire other than to please Krishna through bhakti. In other words, bhakti that is aimed at achieving bhakti is proper, else improper. Example, aim of a sadhana bhakti is to attain bhava bhakti. Bhaktya sanjatya bhaktya.
So Anna means other, Abhilasa means desire, Ita and Sunyam. So we'll discuss Ita little later. So Sunyam is devoid. Now we say only bhakti. There shouldn't be any desire. So then it will become very, very narrow. So suddenly, aim has to be bhakti only. Bhaktya sanjayata bhaktya. From bhakti comes bhakti. Or from sadhana bhakti comes bhava bhakti. So in this way, a narrow definition would be, if I desire to take bath, that means it is not bhakti. Is it like that?
It's not like that.
Can you repeat the question?
So my question was, if you desire to take bath, is it bhakti or not bhakti?
It's bhakti, bro, because
It is linked
so
to
Karma is right.
I can worship Krishna.
No, but buffaloes take bath whole day. Will they be
If
called
I'm taking
devotees?
bath, if I'm taking a bath for the purpose of worship God, no, then it will become bhakti.
Yeah. So that means, if I say only Krishna bhakti, then desire to eat, desire to sleep, desire to take bath, they will be called non-bhakti. But if I say no, everything is bhakti, so then it will be too exclusive. That means, if I'm chanting Hare Krishna and I go for movie also, there's no problem. No. So that's why it is called Anyabhilasita. That means there shouldn't be any desire other than pleasing Krishna. At the same time, desire for self-preservation is not excluded in that. Like for example, when there is a life-threatening situation and devotees cry for Krishna. Example, Draupadi, when she cried for Krishna, was that bhakti or not bhakti?
Bhakti.
Bhakti only.
But did she do to please Krishna? Then how can you call it bhakti?
We are not pleasing Krishna, we are ordering Krishna, in fact.
Then that is not called bhakti. Okay. So this is where this word itta comes in picture. So itta means the desire to sell. Yes, yes. Yes, Santosh.
Sorry, Prabhuji. When the Lord is called, then he will be pleased, no, Prabhuji.
But you are calling for your purpose, na? For your set.
Intent, okay.
So that's why. So this word itta comes in picture. Itta means basically desire for self-preservation is not excluded. Because if I don't maintain my body, how will I please Krishna? So that's why let us say somebody is in life-threatening situation, one is crying for Krishna, that is not excluded. Similarly, a devotee, generally devotees have constipation, which is normal in ISKCON, because they eat too much and sleep too little. So there's a common disease in ISKCON. So a devotee trying to pass stool, but is not coming out. And he say, my Lord, please help me. Will it be called bhakti, not a bhakti?
No.
No. So that is also included. It can be called bhakti. It's not that the whole day we are pleasing. See, if whole day we are ordering Krishna, that's not called bhakti. But there are certain things which are obstructing our practice of devotion service. If we call for Krishna's help, that doesn't exclude us from practicing pure devotion service. Make sense? Because
Yes,
for
sir.
a devotee, where is any shelter apart from Krishna? Krishna is the only shelter. Now that doesn't mean you start practicing Krishna consciousness like a karma kanda. Oh Krishna, I need car. Without it, no, I get so much tired and this and that. No, please give me car. Please give me good wife, beautiful wife. So not like all these things. But at the same time, anything which helps us in practice of Krishna consciousness, then asking for that doesn't exclude us from practicing pure devotion service. So there has to be, it has to be really, but it should be really for self-preservation, not like for our wants that we have to decide. So that is where this particular word called itta comes. Anna abhilasita. So there should be desires to please Krishna and whatever supports in pleasing Krishna. Okay. Okay. Now, so this was the first Tatastha Lakshan. And now we'll discuss about the second one. So I'll just share with all of you. That is Gyan Karmadi Anavritam. So just a minute. Okay, somebody can read this.
Other desires means any other desires other than to please Krishna through bhakti. In other words, bhakti.
No. Just a minute. Actually, not this one. Annavalesa Sunak came again. This one.
Jnana karmadi anavritam. Uncovered by jnana, karma, and other processes. What jnana are you talking about? Jnana refers to knowledge of impersonal Brahman and other such knowledge that can cover one's appreciation of bhakti. What karma are you talking about? Karma refers to nitya and naimittika karmas and not actions related to serving the Lord. What is the meaning of Adi? Adi refers to Vairagya, Sankhya, and Yoga. Such things obstruct pure bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So Gyan Karmadi Anavitam. So when we say Gyan means knowledge of impersonal Brahman. Like we have this Sankhya Yoga, we count all the 24 elements. only differentiating between the body and the soul. So this all comes in the category of Gyan. And then what is karma? Karma means nitya and naimitya karmas, like different rituals which a person follows. Varnasam, dharma, etc. one is following. Then, yes, 3 sandhyas, they all comes in karma. And Adi means Sankhya, Yoga, Vairagya, and also Yoga, which we do, etc. Now, differentiating between body and soul. Do devotees do it or don't do it? Yes, maybe I should stop it here. Yeah.
Please repeat the question for me.
Do devotees differentiate between body and soul or no?
Yes, they do.
So then that is called Gyan, na? So will that be called devotion service or not called devotion service?
The intent matters, Prabhu. What?
That is devotion service only, Prabhu.
No, but according to this definition, it is saying that no, Gyan should not be there.
Yes, true. In Bill also tells that Vairagya, even that also abstract bhakti, but ultimately for the pleasure of Krishna, when we are doing it, then that is called devotion service.
This knowledge helps us to understand who we are, and that is the basic knowledge that we need to start for any spiritual thing. Only when we understand who we are, then we can understand what is the relationship with Krishna. So, in another way, we can call them as devotional service also.
Okay.
Getting that knowledge.
Yes, yes.
What we understood is like transcendental knowledge we can take it probably. So because we Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke, so we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we need to engage our body and the soul in the service of the Krishna.
Okay.
Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita about all these things.
Okay. So will it be called devotion? Okay. So here, important word is, it is anavritam, not sunyam. So Rup Goswami is writing Gyan Karmadi anavritam, not sunyam. See, annabilasita sunyam. That means the desire should be only to please Krishna. But Gyan Karmadi is not sunyam, it is Gyan Karmadi anavritam. So anavritam means what? It's not cover the practice of bhakti. Make sense? So that means we can discuss about we are not body, we are soul, we can practice Varnasram system, we can do even yoga. Like many of our even sannyasis do yoga for good health. But then it should not be there that it covers bhakti. What meaning of covering bhakti? That means philosophical speculation is becoming so much that you are practically not doing Sravanam Kirtanam. So then such a covering is not good. And we have seen it happened in one of the temples in Delhi. One devotee, practically all classes would be just, hum sab mitti hain, we are all made of earth only. So ultimately, we are not body, we are not body, we are not body, we are not body. He was not discussing so much about this. And then he became deviant also. He deviated from ISKCON. So the whole point is that certainly, I am not body, I am soul, but knowledge should not be limited to there. I am not body, I am soul, but I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am part and parcel of Krishna. So that is how I should engage in Krishna service. So that is complete knowledge. Not that I am not body, not just that much. Similarly, when we say karma, so we have religious obligations, social obligations. We have this varnasam dharma duties are there. But then they should not be the prominent ones. They should help us ultimately in serving Krishna. They should not cover Krishna consciousness. For example, many times devotees, sometimes not all the devotees, many times certain devotees, they're so much absorbed in just collecting money, like earning money and taking care of the family, that they really start compromising with their practice of devotion service. Somehow you sleep and wake up and somehow chant your rounds and so lamala, it's putting like this. Then that is called covering. So one has to do intelligently enough so that one becomes more focused on Krishna consciousness. So you take care of body, you take care of mind, you take care of family, you take care of health and everything, but for the purpose of pleasing Krishna. Same thing about yoga also. Same thing with yoga also, like one may do yoga, but let us say brahmachari, they're staying in the brahmachari ashram, and instead of chanting for 2 hours with the devotees, he does yoga for 2 hours. And then a whole chanting goes in night time. So then that is called avrit. But if one is doing half an hour yoga at the same time, one is able to chant his rounds nicely, do the whole morning program, then that is not called avritam, covering. So makes sense? So in this way, as soon as if karma and jnana, yoga, they become impediment in practice of Krishna consciousness, then it deviates you from definition of pure devotion service. Then what happens is, it becomes mixed devotion service. It becomes karma misra bhakti, jnana misra bhakti, yoga misra bhakti. Then it will not remain pure devotion service. Okay. So, are there any questions on these points? Secondary, third lecture.
Usually, like generally, people who goes to company, including me. So most of them, the distraction only comes. Even yesterday, I had to office the first after many years. So kind of quite difficult to remember the Lord, and in the such case, what can be done to? Because that also, like in the second time, the karma refers to nitya and naimitya karmas and not actions related to serving the Lord.
So main thing is, now let us say, see, maintenance what happens for the devotees. It's not that it is company work which is obstructing you. It is no taste for chanting which is obstructing you. So then what happens is, such devotees, let us say, they also join brahmacharya ashram. So even after that, what happens is, rather than concentrating on japa, they concentrate on so many services they do whole day. So that means the problem is not company work. The problem is you don't have taste for chanting. So at that, if such a scenario is there, continue your company work if you are a householder, or no, you have to collect money for giving to parents. Then it is not an intelligent thing to give it up. But let us say company work itself is causing trouble. Now, for example, company is making you work 12 hours a day. You are so much tired every day that you can't just hold even beat back. So then what to do is, take some less salary job, which makes you work 8 hours a day, not 12 hours a day. But just because it is causing some distraction, many times it may not be the cause, may not be company work, the cause may be I don't have taste for chanting. Okay. So that we have to decide. Yeah. Okay. So so now we'll take from another proof is from Narad Pancharatra. Similar definition is given in Arth Pancharatra also of devotional service. Please recite this verse behind me. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam
Sarvopadi vinirmuktam
tatparatvena nirmalam
Tatparatena nirmalam
Rishikena Rishikesa
Rishikena Rishikesha
Sevanam Bhaktiruchyate.
Sevanam
Sevanam
Bhakti
bhakti
Ruchyate.
ruchyate.
So I'll not go in Parivasa Sutra definition. You can read the definition now.
Bhakti is
Hare
defined.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You can complete.
Good.
Bhakti is defined as Bhakti Ruchyate, service to the Lord. Rishikesha Sevanam. Using the senses, Shikena. It should be done with the intention of pleasing the Lord. Tat Paratvena. Free of other desires. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. And unobstructed by other processes. Nirmalam. Narad Pancharatra. Hare Krishna.
Somebody can take photograph of this and put in the WhatsApp group, because I'm going to have some exercise now. Just take it and put in the WhatsApp group. So somebody kept, after somebody has put, then please let me know.
Send from. Send.
And okay, good. So now you can look into the definition in your mobiles and you have to match with the definition of pure devotion service. Of course, it is given here also. Anyabhilasita sunyam. What will be a parallel for that in this particular definition?
Nirmalam Prabhu.
Nirmalam.
Unobstructed by.
Okay. Any other options apart from that? Okay, Sarvapati Vinirmuktam. So there are two options: Nirmalam, Sarvapati Vinirmuktam. Let us see who's correct. It's not very difficult. Yeah. So it's
Free of
Sarvapati.
other disease.
Yes.
Tatparatvena should be done with the intention.
Okay. No, already we went to the wrong one. So Sarvapati Vinirmuktam, that means free from other desires. See, Upadi means I am man, and this body, this is all called Upadi. And Vinirmuktam means free from them. So free from all the desires. Sarvapadi Vinirmuktam, which are related to different Upadis. So that is similar to Anyabhilasita Sunyam, having no desire other than pleasing Krishna. Okay. Now, Gyan Karma Navritam, what can it be compared to?
This one will be Nirmalam Prabhu then. Karmadi, because we are not deviated by other process.
Yes, perfect. So this Nirmalam. Oh, already opened. Huh? Let us see those who have not seen. Anukulenena, what can it be compared to?
Service to the Lord.
Favor to Krishna.
Pleasing the intention, Tatparatvena, intention of pleasing.
Yes, perfect. Tatparatvena means intention of pleasing Krishna. Krishna Anusilanam, what is this compared to?
Sevanam bhakti ruchyate.
Shri Krishna, Krishna, Rishi Krishna, Krishna.
Yes. So Rishikesa, Rishikena, Sevanam. That means serving the master of the senses. That is Krishna. So Rishik Isa. So serving his senses is called Krishna Anusilana. Perfect. Bhaktiruttama anyway, Bhaktiruchate. So that is how we find these are the same definition given in other Pancharatra about devotion service. So I told about these 5 primary, out of 5 characteristics, 3 are primary and 2 are secondary. Out of this, which of 3 are primary? Out of Annabhisha Sunnam Ganakaram Anukulinam Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Uttama. No, of course, Bhakti Uttama is just wo. What were the 3? First 3. Which are primary? Huh? Then
Anukulyena.
Anukulena and
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Anusilanam.
Anusilanam. Annabhilasita Sunyam, Anukulena and Krishna Anusilanam. So then they are called primary ones. So Annabhilasita Sunyam is secondary. So first 3 were Annabhilasita Sunyam and Gyankari Armantam. They are secondary. Then what are 3? Anukulena, Anusilanam and Krishna. These 3 are primary. So these 2, Bhaktiruttama is just saying that it is definition. 1, 2 and 3. These are primary. Anukulena, Krishna, Anusilanam. They are primary. And Annabhilasata Sunyam and Gyankadi Armatam are secondary. Is that clear now? So they are primary and secondary ones. So that's the definition of pure devotion service. So now I will not go to, there are a lot of references from the scriptures which talk about this definition of pure devotion service.
Hare Krishna Guruji. So maybe you might have covered this. Prabhu, that sloka number, it's not found in the Nectar of Devotion in the beginning chapters. Maybe can you tell which chapter it exactly refers that sloka?
Which one?
The sloka we just mentioned. Yes, Prabhu.
Annabhilasata Sunyam.
Yes,
that
Prabhu,
is there
yes.
in the preface. That is before first chapter.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's mentioned that the sloka number also, Prabhu, there 1.1 something.
Go to page number 21, XXI.
Okay, Prabhu.
Could you see there? Page XXI 21.
Prabhu, page number 21, it says first stages of devotion, Prabhu.
XXI.
In the preface,
Not to-
you have to select Roman letters XS.
Roman letter XXI.
Okay.
Roman letter 21. That is before page number 1.
Yeah, XXI, which paragraph, Prabhu?
So there you didn't find?
No, Prabhu, it's a completely like a purport, like a description actually, Prabhu.
So they are only the definition of pure devotion service given. Just a minute. What I'll do,
Give the screenshot or whatever, Prabhu, probably after some time.
okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No, so what I'll do, other devotees could find it. I have to, difficult for me to display. If you give me a minute.
The paragraph start with the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is divided into 4 parts, and the second paragraph started with the authorized description of Bhakti devotion service. Something like that.
So just a minute, you wait. Somehow the soft copy doesn't have that page number, and then my book will not be visible from here.
Okay, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I have a book, but it's Telugu in regional language, page number 13 and 14.
Is this the book you are talking, Prabhu?
I'm not able to see the screen. Bhakti Rasamrutamu.
English.
This is only Nectar devotion. Yes.
Yes, that is the book. I am
yes.
referring the Telugu book. It is there in the 13th.
I don't see that sloka number, Prabhu.
No, see, you don't find sloka, but you will find Prabhupada has just written the definitions of that. Prabhupada has not written, you don't find a single sloka in XSI. This is, sorry, NOD. So Prabhupada has written a summary study. So what Prabhupada has written? Prabhupada has written the entire thing. Like, do you find this paragraph? This is, of course. First class devotion service is known by one's tendency to be fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, serving the Lord favorably.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so this is the definition given here.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. And now we'll discuss about, now we'll go to chapter number 1. There are characteristics of pure devotion service. There are 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. So we'll discuss them now. So I'll share with all of you. Just a minute. So these are 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. So you can repeat after me. Klesagni subhada.
Kleshagni subhada.
Moksha laguta krit sudurlabha.
Moksha laguda.
Sandarananda visesatma.
Visheshatma.
Sri Krishna akarsani sacha.
Sri Krishna Akarshani Sacha.
These are 6 one given. Klesagni, Subhada, Moksha Laguta Krit, Sudurlabha, Sandarananda Visheshatma. So first one is Kles Agni. Gni means gone and Kles means suffering. So this devotional service has a ability to destroy our sufferings. See, one of the reasons why devotees stay back in Krishna consciousness is that they do feel that lot of miseries in life are removed now. So Kles Agni. Second is Subhadha. Subha means auspicious. Subhadha means giving. So it bestows auspiciousness. Then third one is Moj Laguta Krit. So what it does, it makes even moksha, that means merging in Brahman, very, very small. Moksha Laguta Krit. Then Sudarlabha. Durlabh means rare, and Su means very, very rare. So it's very, very rarely attained. And then Sandar Ananda. So Ananda means bliss, and Sandar Ananda means very concentrated bliss. So Vishes Atma means there is a manifestation of concentrated bliss within the heart of a person. Sandar Ananda Vishes Atma. And then Sri Krishna Akarsani, it has an ability to attract even Krishna. It can attract even Krishna also. So these are the 6 characteristics of devotion service which are given in chapter number 1.
Prabhuji, this sloka is not mentioned in the English book. Maybe it's available in the Telugu book. Just now, Kalyan Prabhu shared. There it is neatly, the sloka is there, but it's not there in the English book. Maybe I may
Yeah, actually what happened is, what Prabhupada has given is the summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Prabhupada has not given the slokas there. Now in different version they have included slokas. So the reason why I'm showing all these slides is so that same summary study becomes more systematic for you. Make sense? So don't get bewildered.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, sorry. Please go.
so
Yeah,
don't get bewildered. If you want, you can note down these slokas or devotees can take snapshots.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, it makes sense. Sometimes when in other when we are hearing that Srila Prabhupada lectures, it is mentioned BRS 1.2 point something. But when I see the book, I don't find it actually. So now I understand from your words that is in the later version, these slokas have been added actually. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is Kles Agni, destruction of suffering. So, so what I will do is some necessary slides I'll send you in the groups if they are not shared. Okay. So this is the first one, destruction of suffering. Now this is something which is like you have to really dive inside, then you'll understand it. So we have to understand the definition very clearly. What papam? When we are referring papam here, papam means sinful activity. Activity means thing which is performed. Okay. It's not in the mind, it is literally being active. Means doing it with the physical body. That's papam. Bijam is sinful desire. So what is that sinful desire? For example, if I plan to loot a bank, that plan is called a bijam. I have not yet looted the bank, but I have planned to loot a bank. That is called bijam. Is that clear? So that's called sinful desire or a material desire.
Understood, Prabhu. So unless until act is done, he will not come under papam jurisdiction. He
Yes.
will be under bijam.
Yes. So plan to loot a bank is bijam. Looting a bank is called papam. And why one wants to loot a bank? Because one thinks I am the body. So I am supposed to satisfy my sense. Because senses need sense gratification. Sense gratification means bringing senses in contact with sense objects. For that, I need sense objects. And sense objects are available through money. So I want money. Now, how do I get money? I will get money by some illegal means, which is not recommended by Krishna. So this is ignorance, avidya. So this avidya leads to a material desire that we want to enjoy by something which is not recommended by the Lord. Then one commits papam, sinful activity. And as soon as one performs sinful activity, there are two results. What are two results? Aprarabdha and prarabdha. So aprarabdha are the ones which are experienced in the future lives. And prarabdhas are the ones which are experienced in this life itself. It's like after you loot a bank, may not be immediately one is caught by police. That doesn't mean he will never not be caught. That has gone in the account of aprarabdha. But as soon as he is caught by the police and he gets a judgment, let us say 10 years of imprisonment, then it will be called prarabdha. Till he is caught, it is aprarabdha. After he is caught, it is called prarabdha. Is that clear? So this is something immediate.
Can you please repeat this two things? Sorry, just repeat it. Aprarabdha, prarabdha.
So aprarabdha means something which is not manifest in this life, it will manifest in future lives. So I certainly give an immediate example. You loot a bank, but you are not caught. Let us, you are not caught by police at all. But prarabdha means, let us say next life, without looting the bank, only you are caught along with other thieves. Because you did something in the previous life. So as soon as one starts getting punishment physically, literally, it becomes prarabdha or manifest one.
So in this lifetime now whatever
Yeah.
I am getting like suffering and pain and all of that is the prarabdha karma. That is what.
Yeah, that's prarabdha karmas, yes. And that is because of some aprarabdha karma of previous life which has become manifest now. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. One more, Prabhu. Aprarabdha karma becomes prarabdha in many lives. It can manifest in many lives.
Yes, yes, yes. Either in this life or in many lives. Okay.
Prabhuji, ignorance, I have a question, Prabhu. Ignorance, he knows that when we do some adharma activities, police will caught and they will get punished. Even that also, knowingly he's doing that mistake. Still it's ignorance or how?
See, ignorance is somewhere. What is the ignorance? Ignorance is that I am body. That is the root of all ignorance. As soon as you say I am body, I am senses, immediately one wants sense gratification. When one wants sense gratification, immediately what happens is one wants to legally or illegally satisfy the senses. So these all are avidya. So the root, there is a root ignorance that leads to further ignorance.
So Prabhu, for in this example, like the child is putting a finger in the fire due to ignorance. So he don't know that if I put the finger, that will hurt my finger. He doesn't know, he or she doesn't know. But a child knows if I put finger, he knows that he will put finger that he'll burn his so here both cases are avidya only.
Yeah, first one is more gross, second is more subtle.
Okay.
Second, what he thinks is, I'll just get rid of it, you know. I know it will burn, but if you really know that burning causes so much suffering, then why do you put it? You put it means the reason is you feel that I'll put it, it will get burned, but I will not suffer. That is also ignorance, na? Ignorance means absence of knowledge, basically.
So it's a gross level and subtle level.
Ah.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, very well. So Prabhupada gives two examples. Yes, Rasi Seva Krishna. Maybe what we can do, Rasi Seva Krishna, you can read both these examples and then you can ask question. Maybe your question may be answered by Prabhupada only.
Rajshekar Prabhu.
Are you speaking something? You are not audible.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada on prarabdha and aprarabdha karma. For example, a man may have committed criminal acts but not yet been arrested for them. Now, as soon as he is detected, arrest is awaiting him. Similarly, for some of our sinful activities, we are awaiting distresses in the future, and for others which are mature, we are suffering at the present moment. Example of prarabdha and aprarabdha. Mature sinful activities suffering from some chronic disease. If one is suffering from some legal implications, if one is born in a low or degraded family, or if one is uneducated or very ugly, example of prarabdha.
So this prarabdha karma is manifest. Why did I get such a body? Why didn't I look like no Hollywood actor or actresses? Prarabdha karma, manifest. You got a certain body, you got a certain body. So then it's prarabdha karma. Similarly, one is born in a certain family. Now one cannot change the family. You're born in that family, you're born in that family only. Na? You can't say, no, I wanted to have Dhirubhai Ambani as my father. You are born now in this family. Now you can't change your mother and father. So these all are manifested. Similarly, there are certain chronic diseases, many times no medicine works for them. You must have seen. So these all are our prarabdha karmas. So I have observed so many times. It's like two devotees go to the same doctor. One fellow gets cured, another doesn't get cured. So this is something chronic. This is like karma, prarabdha karmas. Okay, Rasar Prabhu, your question is answered.
Prabhu, my question is this one. This is a shloka from this Padma Purana. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam dvesham will come.
Wait. We'll take it later on. We'll take it.
Okay. That's what kutam dvesham also how it will come like that. That's what my question. I will
See, we are not discussed about Kutam till now. We are going to discuss it. So wait for some time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Kalyan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, my question is that we understand that with avidya, bijam will form bijam to papam. So those things transform into one is future aprarabdha, which is impact in future, prarabdha, which is lifetime. So how this sinful act decided that it's going to be impacted in future, it's going to be a current lifetime. So
Okay.
we have anything, how we determine that generally in a general practical scenario, we do a lot of sinful act. I mean, I do a lot of sinful act, rather I say I. So how, at least I should have consciously that this is going to be impacting this time, this will be impacting next life.
So main thing is something which is going to be fructified. Fructified in the sense that so for a seed, if you put the seed, unless until there is a favorable situation for the ground, by the ground, temperature, amount of moisture in the soil, season, the seed won't fructify. Seed will fructify only when certain environment is there. Similarly, for certain things to be fructified, there is favorable environment required. Now, there's one pastime, I'm not how much sure how much it is right or wrong. I never heard from devotees, but I heard from someone outside. But this can answer the question at least, that's why I'm quoting it. That once Dhritarashtra starts asking Krishna, that my dear Krishna, what sin did I commit that I had to suffer the loss of 100 sons, killing of 100 sons? So then Krishna said that 100 lifetimes before, you killed 100 children of a bird or broke some 100 eggs, either of them. So that's why you had to suffer. So he said that why 100 life? Why didn't you give me result in the next life itself? So he told that it took you 100 lives to accumulate enough piety to get the result of getting 100 sons. Was to get 100 sons also need some piety. So after he could get the piety of getting 100 sons, then 100 sons were killed. So that is how it waits for the favorable situation. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. The understanding here is it will be jurisdiction of God. He will decide which sinful act to be current lifetime, which will be in future. Correct?
Yes. Karmana deva nitrena. So that basically refers to Yamraj. That is the work of Yamraj.
Yamaraj. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Harina Vaishnav Prasad.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Vinod Pranam. Prabhuji, in the class when we were explaining about the karma, so this we were karma, vikarma, like that. What you explained, prarabdha karma, aprarabdha karma. That time people, if suppose people asked actually this question, that is, if you feel whatever happens now, this is based on the karma, then I can. So now I will slap you. Though you think it is a previous karma, or I can keep on slap you, then what do you feel? Is it karma? Nothing like that karma. So people will ask the question. So how to explain, Prabhu, how to understand for myself, Prabhu?
So for karma, somebody slapping me, certainly it is the past life karma coming back to me. But because you are slapping me, you will get the result of unnecessary creating violence for me. And what should I do? Should I just keep on bearing, saying, oh, it is my past life karma? I have to see my dharma. According to dharma, I have to do my karma. So somebody is slapping me, I have to see, depending on my position in varnashram, how should I react? Like, for example, if your child is slapping you, how will you respond to it?
We'll smile, Prabhu, smile at them.
And if your maid slaps you, how will you respond?
We'll respond with anger. With anger, Prabhu. We'll
Okay.
respond with anger.
So that is your reaction. But I would say, what should be your responsibility when your maid slaps you?
Explain.
So we made means first we will check, Prabhu, what happened. So based on the situation, we'll react, Prabhu.
Yeah. So when maid is there, we can warn her. You cannot do like that. And if you see that she's a mad lady, today she's slapping you, tomorrow she may even stab you.
Huh.
So then what will you do with the maid?
We will send them out.
We'll remove them from the job. So that is how, it's not like, no. So about karma, it's more about dharma. Depending on time, place, circumstances, we see what is supposed to be done as per scriptures. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. So once we understand this knowledge, then we will come to know how to react. And the base is dharma.
Yes. So we bear things or tolerate things, understanding it is our karma, but we react to it depending on what is our dharma. Okay?
Understand.
I have one just funny explanation, sir. Probably sorry. If someone has hit me, if I give a slap back to him, it is for him is a part of the karma. If I'm not slapping him for him, it's going to be a part of the karma. Someone is going to punish him in the future.
Yeah. No, and it depends on your duty also. Let us say you are a Kshatriya, you are not supposed to just somebody slapping you, just keep on bearing. What will happen is, if you are a Kshatriya, suppose policeman is there, and some thief comes and slaps him in public, and he says, no, it's my karma, you know. What will happen is people will lose faith. People will think that this fellow is not able to punish him. How will he protect me if he can protect himself? So it depends on position also. A Brahmana is supposed to tolerate. Kshatriya is not supposed to tolerate. Okay. So we'll end here with these words. And we'll continue with our Klesha Agni in the next class. So we'll end here. See Bhakti Samra Sindhu ki, Shilpa Upad ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Hare. Thank you, bro.